Hey guys,
WIIFTV PM.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m. where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Maze said. We out of here. Peace.
Yeah, Ruthie Mo, Riis the ruler, Maze Jackson. This is the reparations interlude. We not asking, we demanding. So go on, make my payments high. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them high. Not no SBA loans, just run the bread, make it high. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them high. Look, and check it out. First drug lord was President Nixon. Oval Office was the trap house where he was tipping. Got the drugs from Nicaragua and gave us crack. Declared war on blacks. Man, tell him to cut the check and tried to make it seem like a revolution. CIA was the corner boys for distribution. We could tear this country in half for retribution. But I'd rather get some restitution, so tell him to cut the check. John Singleton, man, he already told y'all. He broke it down for you when he made Snowfall. They locked us all up and created whole laws. So send a message like a cold call. Tell them to cut the check. Look, we built this city. We built this city. Back, put this country together and gave him hella aid. Lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Over 400 years. Been punching the clock, but yeah, we still ain't got paid. Look, they paying the immigrants. They paid the Jews. Executive orders, man, they made the rules. I want my 40 acres, you can save the mule. Cause as of right now, we getting played for the fool. Look, for sterilization, Tuskegee experiment, Rosewood, Japanese internment. Come on, was all paid out from the government. We waiting on our turn, we definitely earned it. So make my payment high. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them high. Not no SBA loans, just run the bread, make it high. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them high. Not no stimulus checks, just run the bread, make it high. Yeah, Ruthie Mo, Riis the ruler, Maze Jackson. This is the reparations interlude. We not asking, we demanding.
WIFTBPM.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
You are listening to the most dangerous show. It's What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Lenders give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm the still carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Did I miss my cue? Wake up, Chicago! Ruthie threw me off. Wake up, World C. And I ain't gonna even tell you why she threw me off. Right? But this one of them moments where, you be like, all day, you be like, dang, I hate him. Ooh. And I'm like, what? You sure?
Listen,
Look,
I ain't gonna say I'm smarter than that. I ain't gonna poke the bear. I'm gonna give you a reason.
You know,
I'm pick up that rope. I ain't picking up the rope.
Oh, don't pick up the rope.
I'll be talking again.
Hey y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show on a Wednesday. I'm feeling all right today. It's a good day. A lot going on. Got a lot of work done. I'm gonna tell you, Ruthie.
Yes, sir.
I have come to the conclusion that I need to find a new. I try to avoid. Like, I found a car repair person. Cause I really don't like the $1,600 oil change.
Woo!
I don't. I really don't. So if I can get it for $1,200, I take it. However, I have come to the conclusion that I may have to just start going back to the deal. Like, you know how people become too comfortable with you, right? Because you try to give them the benefit of the doubt, and then they just start just abusing it.
And you're like, I might as well go
and you
to
know
the
what?
dealer,
I might as well just go to the dealer, dog, and get the perks, get me some free coffee. At least when you
perks.
go, right? Yeah, I'm standing around here talking, at least at the Porsche dealership, I get some Starbucks. They got some chips, you know what I'm saying?
Like, if I'm gonna pay, I might as well.
Right, but I might have to wait 10 minutes for somebody to be like, unless I wear my rapper chain. Now, if I wear a rapper chain, they be, hey!
You looking to upgrade?
What are you doing there? Let me go in and just, polo, some driver shoes, no socks.
Wait, what are driver shoes? Flip-flops?
No, driver shoes. You've seen them. They're the shoes that the white guys wear. They kind of are like moccasins.
Are they for driving cars?
Yes, they're for driving on the weekend. So they've got a grip on the bottom. You've seen them. If you saw them, you'd be like, oh, it's like a white, like black people wear them like they fresh. White people like, this is my weekend driving shoes.
I've seen these.
I'm telling, see,
all the time.
Right, exactly.
I thought this was like this is actually functional, huh?
Yes. Those are driving, and it's for you to be able to, be a little sporty, and then you can hop out. No jeans, no gym shoes, but you don't have to wear no socks. Yeah. It's like you got a leisure car. You do your thing. You ride on the weekend.
They
let
look
the top
Toms.
down. Now, a black man can't be wearing those shoes called Toms. Do you wear Toms? You cannot wear. Ruthie, you have on Toms. Black people cannot wear shoes called Toms.
Yes, they can. Black women can. Black men maybe not.
Toms. Thomasina. Even though Tom was the hero, they keep. Hey,
talking about Uncle Tom.
You Toms. You wearing Toms? I feel like white people be doing that. Like, you missed yesterday when I was talking about the white people who took their shoes off by my cabana, who just felt like they could not allow. And then Richard Robinson said, Maze, you missed the coded language, because really what they was doing was like shine.
Oh,
and I was like, "Dang, you just took it." Right? It'd be like, like you want to take the depths of racism. Like, I just took it all. Like, why do the white people feel like I just can't? Why do you feel like you have to touch my cabana? Ruthie, I was saying yesterday, like, imagine the entry to the pool is double the length of this table.
And they walk real close.
And they got to come. No, they don't just walk real close. They got to put their hand on the thing to lower themselves in the pool, which shakes my bed. And I'm like, why? Dog, they got a rail right there. But you want to come over here.
Ergonomically,
Yeah, I'm ergonomically, That's why I don't be helping people. Like when the people be like, the people, I be like, you was probably throwing rocks at Dr. King. I'm just telling you. Hey, man, and I'm telling you, Ruthie, I'll promise you, you can always tell the people at the pool. First of all, I'll be like, what you doing in Jamaica and you don't like black people? Because I think, you know what I think it is?
They ain't going there to see no black people.
Yes, they are. They going to get a touch of the old days.
Oh, like
man, Charlie.
And...
Man.
That's deep.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Like when it was like, so as much as I love it, it's like, because you know, but then I be looking at the white folks, they be lapping it up.
You literally just ruined travel for me by saying that.
But just think about it.
I don't want to think about that. You literally
When you
just
go to the
ruined
Bahamas, you know how you love the Bahamas and stuff?
I love to go to places where black people are.
I do too.
But now I'm just like...
But think about when you sitting at the pool, and then think about all the white people sitting at the pool and how they're taking it in. Like, that's the whole dilemma of, like, when I get super rich, do I want, like, whites... Like if it's staff, then I want black people. But if it's servants, I'm gonna want white people.
Well, you know how old white men used to do that. They used to get a mulatto.
Oh, well. But he probably made the mulatto.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so I would be divorced then. Yeah. And then y'all be persecuting me for like, how you have a mulatto, right? What you do with that? What? See, can't win. Brothers can't win.
Yes, y'all can.
Okay. I need for y'all.
Y'all can.
Oh my God.
Brothers gonna work it out.
Can I? Okay. I know that I don't know if we're supposed to like Bill Barr or not. But he went in on first. Remember, Bill Barr was the white guy who went in on the white Karens on Saturday Night. Well, he has a new Netflix special, so I watched it last night with Carrie. And can I tell you what the best part was? When he talked about the two people in the relationship. Mm-hmm. And you know what he said? He said there's two people. There's in the relationship, there's two people. There's the people who, he said there's two people in the relationship. There's the person that takes the garbage out of the can, ties it all twisty and nice, and then lays it right there. Mm-hmm. And then there's the person that actually has to take the garbage out, right? Then he was like, there's the, he's like in every relationship, he was like, there's the person that puts the dishes in the sinks and says, I'm letting them soak. And then there's the person that's like, damn it, how many days they gonna soak? Let me just go ahead and, oh my God. Then they was like, he was saying how, like.
They gotta soak though. Like,
Ruthie, no, they don't.
Yes, they do. That's
Put
like.
them in the dishwasher there.
They have to soak.
Ruthie.
What?
That's why you have a dishwasher.
What? Dishwashers don't even be getting dishes all the way clean. You gotta pre-wash them.
You better upgrade.
I gotta soak. They gotta soak before they go in the dishwasher.
How many days?
As many as it takes. It's a science to it. It's a science to it. You just don't know the science.
I do.
The science of the soap, man.
Let me tell you what the science was in Sister Jackson's house.
What
I better not wake up with no dishes in the sink. I don't care what science you use.
Was you ever able to wash the dishes with the water running? Or was that like a no?
No. We had a split sink. So you had a wash sink.
A double sink.
Oh, yep, a wash sink and a rinse sink. Mm-hmm. And you washed everything, then you rinse. Or you filled up the rinse sink, then you rinsed, and then you put it in. And then it didn't count unless you burned the water. It didn't count a rinse unless you burned your hand. And my old man would be like, if you had one spot on one dish, he took them all and put them all back in. And no matter what time it was, he was like, wake up and rewash the dishes.
Oh.
You used to be like, man, let me tell you, I am the perfect, like the dish. I don't, I don't even know if I even like the dishwasher that much. Mm-hmm. I feel like I could wash, but the sink we got at the house is so damn, like it's one of them fancy sinks that's so fancy that you be like, I just need a regular sink. It's like it's got the big overhead and the thing, but you be like, can I just get two compartments? One where I can let the water out, one that I can let the water in, and I can be straight. It got the grate on the bottom, and then they be wanting to put. I had to take the rocks out. I was like, the rocks thing is blowing the hell out of me. How you supposed to clean these damn rocks? You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, man, please. Anyway, but I do love the garbage disposal. That's the part. All right. Anyway, it's the Maze Jackson Show, and I'm going to get in trouble. Yesterday, Tennille snapped on me because she said, we depend on you for our news and headlines, and you and Riis just talking about everything that we don't care about.
Ooh.
Check your text messages. I was like, dang.
Keep it true. Keep it true.
Hold on, producer. You want to come in? You want to come in? I'm just playing. All right. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. I'm your man, Maze Jackson, but also in the building. You know, you see her all dressed up in her. You double blued up. Like, I see you, Ruthie. You got your blue tones on.
I got my blue on to shout out all the Sigma Gamma Rose going to convention in Indiana, down the street.
I'm going back to Indiana. Indiana, here I come. I'm going back to Indiana. Indiana, here I come. I like, so first of all, let me say, Indianapolis is like my favorite small city in the country. Mm-hmm. I love Indianapolis. It's the amateur sports capital of the world, too.
What?
Yeah, you know, like the NCAA and all the tournaments. Why do you think everything always be in Indianapolis?
I never thought about that.
Yep. I mean, think about it.
Facilities, the infrastructure.
Mm-hmm. They like the whole downtown Indiana, like the little sports complex. But also my first contract in business came from the Indiana Black Expo. During that time, I developed a love for Indianapolis, and then throughout my relationship with Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bally with Tennille and Monster Jam and Disney on Ice, we spent a tremendous amount of time. So shout out to all of the ladies of Sigma Gamma Rho who are celebrating their centennial. Shout out to the Sigma Gamma Rhos of Delta Rho at the University of Illinois. Shout out to Erica Swain Farrell. Shout out to Lisa Cooper and her ship Lily. I think we tried to kidnap them. You know Lisa Cooper. She is a regular right here on the Maze Jackson Show, works at State Farm, but always with us and supporting us. So, you know, I got to send a big bunch of love to all of the ladies of Sigma Gamma Rho as they celebrate their centennial. That is a big deal. Crossing. It's funny to me because I think about every year we got a new pop-up organization like With the Bull or Black People First or something, and then you look and you think about who are the longest standing organizations in our community. And as much as people try to trip, Black Greek letter organizations have stood the test of time. And yeah, we got our letters off the walls in Egypt, so don't even start. They stole it from we just call it because we had to sneak. Okay. Yeah. But shout out. Oh, and then, you know, it's funny because, yeah, you know, it's a split. So it's like the AKA's got their convention this week, too.
Where is it?
Orlando.
Oh, wow.
I was wondering why when I was in the airport, it was a lot of people going to Orlando. And I was like, that was going on, too. So shout out to all of the Black Greek letter organizations that are celebrating their events. Oh, and check out Brian Foster tonight, because Brian Foster is going to kick it off. He's having a Black Greek letter discussion. If you're a member of a Black Greek letter organization, he's going to be talking about what makes you decide to join a Black Greek letter organization at 40.
Okay.
Right? And I think not from the standpoint of made or not made, but really, what is your motivation, right? Like, what part of Black Greek letter life motivated you to join? It's like, I understand that at undergrad, why? And I think that a lot of times those opinions that you found in undergrad are what essentially make you go. But I'm looking forward to the conversation because I don't think it's going to be the traditional, you weren't made, you was this, you was that, you was this, you was that, right? It's just about what was your motivation, what brought you in, you know what I'm saying, like all of that. So I think it's going to be a great conversation. So check him out, and don't forget to check out Chris the Critic as well. Go to both of their pages and check them out. They are broadcasting today as well. All right, yo. It is. I said what's up to Ruthie Mo. Gotta say what's up to Charlotte Hornets. Man, you talking about grandmama? All right, y'all. You got the, huh?
Say, yeah, Grandma Mom.
You remember Grandma Mom?
Oh, yeah.
All right, I was about to say, I thought you might have been a little bit too young, dog.
I remember Grandma Mom.
Hey, man, Larry Johnson, boy. You got your Charlotte. Hey, man.
Shooting threes.
The gold tooth, dog. It's the gold tooth. It's the gold tooth in the park. He was like, I'm a nigga.
He was a bucket, though.
I'm a nigga.
Yeah, that was back when you can be proud and black.
I'm a nigga.
Proud and black in the NBA.
Hey, man, and he came from UNLV when UNLV was like, give me that bag. Look, them boys was in the hot tub like, I hear you. I hear you about national championship. I do hear you. But you know this Vegas money for real, Joe. Hey, Joe. Hey, y'all. It's my man, DJ Riis the Ruler, rocking his Charlotte Hornets hat. DJ Riis the Ruler, how you feeling today?
Blessed by the best. You already know the rest. How y'all doing out there?
Hey, man, we good. We good out here. All right, y'all. Well, it look like we locked and loaded. We got everybody. So let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet. We are up and away. Ruthie, how the dog? Dog straight?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of work.
I was about to say, I was like, this. Let me just tell y'all, this the millennial world.
Oh my goodness.
Ruthie called off.
Intergenerational.
Ruthie called off to take the dog to the vet.
Let me tell you why I called off. Because I had to take a poop sample, and you said, and there's no way that the dog was gonna poop here. For me to
Again, millennial issues. Can you imagine? This me. Like, I could never imagine, and I don't want to use the word boss, but I could never imagine going to my boss, my employer, and being like, I got to collect a poop sample, so I can't come in today. Poop? Are you having, you have cancer?
No.
Are you okay?
You know, people.
No, for my dog.
You would.
For your dog.
That is.
Hold on,
you don't even think black. You don't even think dogs should be able to
sleep in the bed.
Sleep in the bed or get on furniture. You barely don't even think they belong in a house. You are old school dog.
I'm a black dog lover.
Black. No, you're not. No, you are not.
Your dog should not be in your bed or it should not be on your furniture. If your dog wants some furniture, then you go buy your dog something to lay on. What you mean?
There are people. Pets are parts of families.
I agree with that. My dog is part of my family. He just had
y'all the type of black people that'll tie y'all dog up outside.
No, I won't do that.
But they walk
no more. See, no more.
No, I think when I grew up, that's the way I knew a dog. Nah, I'm saying we took good care of our dogs. They just wasn't on the couch, Joe. Like, I'm sorry, you just can't get on the couch. Now I know. So let me, before I get in trouble, right? We all love dogs. I love dogs too. I'm saying, if I just saw you running and you just stepped in your own feces,
then you wash their paws.
I got to wash my own damn hands.
Why would you let something be in your house if you're not wiping its paws off? That's like letting people walk in your house with their shoes on. You make people take their shoes off in your house?
People, yes.
You just don't like.
I do like dogs.
It's man's best friend. You tripping?
The heck? What about like Vince is my best friend. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a good best friend.
Alden and Burnett, right? Like, them my best friends.
Them good best friends. Them
like,
good best friends.
I wouldn't trade them for no dog.
What was your dog name when you was little?
Which one? Dobie or Hondo?
Okay. See?
Or Biter.
See?
Right.
You still have fond memories.
I do.
See?
But he never in the bed. Just saying. Tennille, Max don't get in the bed, do he? If y'all let that dog, Max run the house. Though.
You'll be surprised what pets do when left alone.
Right. That movie. Did you ever see the movie Pets when they be like and they run the whole crib? That's kind of
new, right? That's a new movie.
Nah, it's not that new. The Pets. I had to take when my son would go see cartoons at the movies. My
son old now.
Nah, man, my son be hello, dad. I'd be like, dude. He'd be like, can I get those Jordans? I was like, you can't fit them. Yes, I can. My son be coming to. Man, okay. So we had a talk. Yes, I ain't gonna even tell y'all about my son's talk. But we was talking about his prom dates and stuff, right? And I was giving him the rules to the game, and Carrie got mad at me. I told her, if she ordered shrimp on the first date, son, you gotta cut her loose.
Why? Because it's too fancy?
It's the expensive side of the meal. You gotta cut her off, son.
What if they popcorn shrimp?
That's okay. I was like, son. I was like, where you going? Where you want to go? Where you want to take her to dinner? And I was like, I said, and if she asks you to take her to Chicago cut, son, you got to cut off. If she ain't taking you, you got to take her to Applebee's or you better take her to Longhorn.
No.
If she ordered 2 drinks.
Why? He got it. MJ got it.
No, MJ don't. No, MJ don't. Have you seen MJ's bank account? Must be wrong, but tell him like I told, hold on. Like, you better get it together. So anyway, Riis, we're going to have to talk about the rules of dating for what you tell your son. Because my son finally opened up to me, and now he probably ain't going to never talk to me again because I ain't going to tell you what he really told me, though. But Carrie was not happy with my advice. She was like, Mason, don't listen to him. I was like, I'm just telling you, son. I started giving him I told him a lot of stuff. But anyway, look, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get to the headlines. I'm sorry, Tennille. We're going to get to the headlines. I just felt like maybe the seniors would want to hear them too. It's okay, okay? No, just playing. We're going to get to the headlines plus the social media question of the day. Look, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Mace Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Hey, Chicagoland, all roads lead to Solo Beauty Supply, the largest Black-owned beauty supply in Chicago. We carry a large selection of natural hair care products, plus much more. So come see us at one of our 2 locations, located at 9011 South Ashland or 8158 South Cottage Grove. Our inventory is growing, and with your support, Solo Beauty will continue to be a source of pride in our community.
And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion has to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, I want. He's making me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:36 a.m. I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather update. As we head over to sports, the Chicago Cubs lose 4-2 against the Baltimore Orioles and make their 5 losses in a row, while the White Sox split their doubleheader yesterday against the Cleveland Guardians, losing game 1 4-1, but winning game 2 7-0. The Chicago Sky back after the All-Star break game as they continued their dominance and beat the Dream 90-75. Let's head over to traffic now in the Kennedy. O'Hare to the Loop will be 22 minutes. Outbound will be 18. On the Eaton's, 28 minutes in both directions, while the Eisenhower is 35 minutes. Thorndale to the Loop, 27 minutes back out to Thorndale. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be 40 minutes. Outbound will be 30. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 34 minutes, 27 minutes to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 16 minutes to the Loop, 13 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Drive South, 55th to Jackson, the back will be 7 minutes and 8 minutes north. That's Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr to Randolph. Today's weather, it is currently 72 and mostly cloudy. Today will be a high of 79 with a low of 66. I'm Riis the Ruler. Happy Wednesday here on The Mace Jackson Show.
Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Please.
Listening to the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore, and my guy, DJ Riis the Ruler on the ones and twos. Tennille said she wanted to hear Thomas! Y'all remember that from Tom and Jerry?
Mm-hmm.
That lazy house cat. Don't get me started. You know what makes me think of, every time I think of that, I think of President Obama.
What part?
When he told us to get up off the couch, kick your slippers off. And all I could think of was Thomas!
Obama said that?
Y'all remember stop eating your hot chips.
What? Let me
Obama, I did a whole show on it. Obama, he used to talk to us all kind of ways, and we'd be like, that's my president. He got a beige suit on. Look at him. He's so fresh. And What is Michelle doing? Move something. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Let me run through some of the headlines. Ruthie, I don't know. You see? See? Okay. I did a whole article about it because all I could think of
the
when
Congressional Black Caucus Foundation.
Because they said when they tried to tell him what you doing for us, remember Maxine Waters was like, President Obama, you ain't doing much for the black people, and he was like, and he snapped on them, and he snapped on the CBC because they was trying to step up, and he checked them and then I don't know if you remember, Maxine Waters came to us and said, look, I tried to hold President Obama somewhat accountable to black people, and y'all cut me up for talking about him. Y'all see, y'all be this why I can't be messing with black people, because y'all forget everything. Like that was a seminal moment in my mind when I was like, he said something about Popeye's chicken in it, everything. He body slammed black people. Like, you Negroes over here talking to me. It's okay though. You read, that's your boy. That's your president. While you look that up, I'm gonna get through some of these headlines. Did you all see yesterday Mayor Lori Lightfoot compared the abortion laws to the fugitive slave laws? I'm gonna play the clip for you, cause you know she be stunned when she get on CNN. Now I'm gonna tell you, CNN, it was a little rough on CNN though. They was not just like, hey, sister man. They was like, so how do you respond to? But anyway, she said she was willing to go to the end. She was willing to do whatever it takes to produce. And I'm not even tripping. I just think like, man, fugitive slave laws, that's where we went. I just feel like you can't just be invoking slavery. You can't just be, okay, we don't talk about it. I feel a certain way. Okay. If this ain't some, and I don't even got no ill will, but how about Ed Burke's trial doesn't start till November of 2023?
That's 2024.
Right. So
want to file a motion.
Giving him the opportunity to run for alderman again. You know what I feel like is
he gonna run again?
Hell yeah! Hell yeah, he running again. Cause you know what let me tell you what Ed Burke is gonna do.
Oh goodness.
Ed Burke is gonna run. He is gonna win again. And he is going to have outlasted his opponent again. That is what he like, look, yo. Like they done tried everything. So this is the best chance they got to get him. But the man got an infinite amount of money, man. So I just feel like this is gonna be a race to watch, even though it ain't really got nothing to do with it. But like, how crazy would that be if Ed Burke lasted longer than Mayor Lightfoot? And she got him in, like, remember her whole thing took off when he got the paper on the windows. Think about what Negro gets that much time. Now he does have 50 years worth of stuff they get to go through. But Ruthie, black man would have been in jail, probably damn near been home in 4 years.
I got a question. If he's still in office, right, going through the trial, does that mean that he get to use like campaign money versus personal money?
Yes. And let me tell you why black people, like why it's kind of a weird thing. Because he was able to get rich in office, and just like Madigan, so they can use all of their campaign funds and then go to their personal wealth. Black people don't got no campaign funds and no personal wealth. So if you ever get in trouble, you just mollywopped. Like you have no defense, so you just lay down and you go. Think about this. This man has been holding off for 4 years. Think about if that's 4 years for him. What you think? How long you think it's gonna take till we see the Madigan trial? Right? Because he went in 2 years, to almost 3 years before Madigan. Madigan didn't even have to show up to court. It's okay though. You think he's gonna run again? I think he runs.
I would.
Oh, let me say what's up to the senior. Let me do this, because I forgot when I come out, man. They done threw me off a little bit. Look, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. You can catch us every day, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Now, if you are one of our seniors and one of the Saints, then you catch us every day, 6:30 to 8 on WBGX, 1570 a.m., 872-259-7474, 872-259-7474. What's mine? Oh, I thought you was. It'd be funny because some days when I can lock in on something and then I just be right there, like what nothing else happening. Like you just responded. All right, y'all. So look, if you one of the Saints, you get here from 6:30. You stay to 8. If you a sinner, you gotta get here early. Start at 6, stay till 9. But we want you to give us a call 872-259-7474, especially for the social media question of the day, which I'm gonna bring up in a minute. But let's go. Let me go back to my headlines. Did you see the off-duty police officer shot in the back? 3 suspects taken into custody, but they are not charged with attempted murder. And now everybody is all up in arms. Mm-hmm. So, you ever been on Western? You ever been in Beverly on Western? Mm-hmm. You ever been to any of them bars?
Never.
Exactly.
But it's some Shamrock bars, right?
Mm-hmm. So, I gotta ask. All right, and we're not tripping, but like I almost feel like it's a known thing that black people don't really party on Western Avenue. Like them are all cop bars, etc. So when I looked at the 3 black dudes that got arrested, and they were in there and they were in a fight, I'm not gonna make no speculations, but I do.
I got you.
Right? Like, so if you are 3 black 21 to 29-year-olds and you are in a white bar on Western Avenue at 2 o'clock in the morning, you are obviously in the Lion's Den and not the one on this show. That is where the Mount Greenwood whole universe come to get they kicking on all the police, etc. And now we got 3 ninjas in the bar at 11 o'clock. At 2 o'clock in the morning drinking. And the police officer was breaking up the fight. Apparently what they said was there was a fight, there was an altercation. The gentleman left the facility. The officer, in attempting to break them up, and this is where I don't understand. If he broke up the fight and they had left the building and then they went outside and then they came back, but he got shot in the back by a gun with a switch. Like, I gotta say, famo, I don't know how a black person on Western at 2:30 in the morning ends well. I don't. Think about the Irish parade, the Southside Irish parade, where black people you see what they did to Lori, right? They made her leave the parade. Now imagine with all of the things that are going on in the community and you go to the cop bar, cop bars to eat and drink, and be there at 11 o'clock. I'm just telling you that couldn't. I don't know, man. That story. I just feel like Riis, when it's a fight, ain't my job to break it up, right? I feel like that's one of your mind your own businesses. But I also feel like 3 black dudes that could not end well for them. If they got into an altercation with anybody in any of them bars, that was not gonna end well for them. And I gotta believe that for them to go run up out of there and go grab a pistol, somebody let them know that they had some pistols.
I'm with you. It's some
right, like
to the story we ain't got.
So I just
because an escalation happened of some sort. So what was that escalation? Not that anybody deserves to be, maimed or shot based on that, but I think that is key to the story. But again,
yeah, I would like to see the breakdown of who was the altercation with, right? Like if there was a fight, who was the fight with? And did anybody else get charged with fighting? Were there any other shots? Like, was it so everybody was unarmed? Like, just the black people shot? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's I just don't know that. under the circumstances, it just, I don't know. You ever been on Beverly? You ever been to Western? You ever been on Beverly, on Western? Them bars on Western Avenue? Ever seen them? Okay, I'm just telling you. I don't think anybody black in Beverly goes to those places. I don't think anybody black. No, I mean, you kind of know. Like, it's all the people you sit next to in the parishes and at the games, but you know, like, you know how you know people like, fam, we cool right here?
But check this out, though.
Don't see me over here and act like you know me. Go ahead.
You playing by and living in an old system of those unspoken, unwritten rules. These new young people, they don't know those rules. They don't abide by that. Hence why you would understand and probably instill within your son, Beverly, this time of night, not so much like you just said, the black people don't even know not to go da-da-da-da-da. But those three young men either didn't know because they're uninformed in that way, or they ain't care. Stay city. Don't tell me I can't go to no bar. This actually pretty closer to my house than going downtown.
I think you are one. I think that's probably the truest perspective.
Which one? That they just don't care or they don't know?
I would say that they don't know. Looking at those three people, first of all, I don't think you picked those bars to just be like, I'm on some bull. Right? Like, you didn't say, ooh, let me go on Western Avenue to all the cop bars. Or even if you walk in there, somebody said, hey, cowboy, hey, Jay-Z, hey, rap. They probably messed with the jukebox. Then they did the karaoke night, right? And then they go Meek Mill it. Hey, man, this I love this bar. Right? You over it. Hold on. Wait. You got the little app on your phone. Who is playing this Chief Keef in our damn bar? Oh. And everybody ain't nobody. You know how I got the app on your phone where you can sit at the bar and change the music? And then you know me, right? I'ma pay the extra to cut your stuff down. So wait a minute. I'm just okay. So I just think, and I don't know that it was murder charges because the young man was, and first of all, my heart and prayers go out to everybody involved, from the police officers to the people who are locked up. Man, Joe, and you know what's going down for them. They the ride to collect. They got them. This is kind of crazy though that they got them within like a couple hours.
And if you really read the story, they done dissected all the angles. They done pulled the police reports. They analyzing it, but they just kind of missing
They just not going
some of the details of what happened.
Come on, man.
That night. I know it's some video or something. It's a very interesting story.
Did you ever read? Did you ever see Trading Places? Was it Trading Places? Not Trading Places. 48 Hours. Oh Jesus. Riis, you saw 48 Hours?
They got Eddie Murphy in it?
Yes.
Oh, of course.
Would you like a white Russian? You got a black Russian. Would you like a white Russian? You don't remember that? See, it's like, again, at 2:30, I'm telling you, the time they were sitting in that bar, somebody was getting pissed. Like after 11 o'clock, they was like, now you know we are a sundown town. Y'all got the damn audacity to be sitting up in our bar at 2:30 in the morning? I'm just telling you. Jay-Z, cut that. Jay-Z, if you don't cut. I told you about that time when I was in South Carolina. And I got ran up out of there. Because the white guy told me, cut that Tupac off. Then he said, turn that ninja music off. Then he got up and turned off my music and I hit him with a chair. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And 3 to 3. Man, if y'all can get y'all... Can you imagine when they was trying to leave? The comments on the way out the door? What you gonna do? I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Maze Jackson show, just Western Avenue. You was on the bar on Western Avenue, the outcome was probably not going to be good for black people. Did you see that they have announced a $5 million loan fund for South Shore condos and co-ops? It is a pilot program. Co-ops and to help people update their condos and co-ops. So each house gets $50,000. So how many times is $50,000 going to $5 million? 50? No, 100. So 100 people. They're going to announce the pilot, and 100 people can get some home improvements, which I think is great, except for I just feel like these turn into like election stunts.
Oh.
Like, so I'm gonna put up a home fund for $5 million and 100 people can apply, but the story in the newspaper, because you see $5 million, you be like, ooh.
Versus dividing it up.
Mm-hmm. But I'm going to let that be y'all. I'm going to get y'all the information to apply online. Dr. Samir Vora is going to be the new Dr. Ezike. So we went from Dr. Ezike to Dr. Vora. Dr. Vora looks to be of, I don't know if he's going to be the first Asian director of public health. But, yeah. Shout out to Dr. Vora. Did you hear Jill Biden called the Latinos in Texas breakfast burritos? Breakfast tacos? No, breakfast tacos.
Yeah, I heard her. That clip of the speech.
Breakfast tacos?
Well, I mean, I think that's what happens when other people write your stuff and you just read in the teleprompter.
And there's white liberals who be like, they'll love this. Look at the analogy. You know how I was trying to... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, yeah. I mean, yeah. But, I think it also speaks to just where we are in terms of, like...
You can't say nothing.
Yeah, I don't even want to call it woke culture, but...
It's woke.
I think that's where we at.
I'm anti-woke. Now.
You sleep?
No. Did you watch Bill Burr yesterday? He told us that he said, somebody black did it. Some black dude was at a party on the way out the door and he said, stay woke. And the white people said, what? Oh, and white people, stay woke now, according to Bill Burr yesterday, is now claimed by white people. They hijacked the word. It's like they be taking all our stuff. And it's like, remember when my billboard said woke? I used to have a billboard that said woke. We used to be, man, we was running around here, and then the people who would, but I knew woke would have a problem when the dude that was saying woke with me was asleep. I was like, it was like everybody's I'm cool phrase.
I mean, I'm kind of upset we let them take that word, though, from us. And
Ruthie,
that mind state and that state of being. Like that was for us.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's what happened when you
bastardized.
But that's when you that's the Eminem syndrome. We always want somebody to be empathetic with us, so we let them get away with everything. Then assume they can be woke until they go back to being white. White people have the option of being white and woke at the same time, and they are almost oxymoronic.
And that's called white privilege, right?
Man, we're gonna talk about white privilege a little bit later on today, because we're gonna talk about. See, the funny thing is, I always think about the white folks that's supposed to be our friends, and then you find out what they say when they not around you. Like, you be like, because black people will defend their white friend to the end of the world. Till they find out that they white friends call them niggas too when they with their white friends. They be with you and they be one thing, and then they get to go over to the white folks and have a whole different conversation. So we're gonna talk about that, because we caught them up in their stuff. I be thinking about this, Ruthie. You know what I was thinking about, and I'm gonna just put this out here real quick, because I got some calls, etc., about the podcast that I'm gonna be doing. And you're gonna have to pay to check that podcast out, because I will be naming the names. But this is what happens, Ruthie. I treat most people like they'll be. Let me back up. I protect myself in most relationships as if one day said person will be my enemy. Therefore, I work to not give you... Remember I told you I played stuff back in my mind and have rewind moments? So I try to make sure that you don't have rewind moments, because a lot of times when your guard is down, you're willing to tell and share things that later on become detrimental. Because, so I caught a dude up who, you know how like they start as your friend, and then when they find out you can read and count, then they go back, they was woke, and then they go back to being white, but they forgot all the stuff they told you when they was woke. And you know me, I keep a file. So I write down, when you say, hey man, these people was doing this on this day. First of all, I'd be like, how you know? Because then they'd be like, oh, you was in it. Oh. So then you just keep on taking notes, because while they still cool, they be like, man, they did this and they did that and they did this. And they be telling you all the people the names. Then they be like, they forgot. Because then when they get mad at you, they go back to being with their white friends. And then they be forgetting all the stuff they told you when they was being down. The devil is... But they don't like reading and counting Negroes. And that's so, the problem. Right. And so here's the problem with the reading and counting Negro. I also write. So I'm going to write it down, and then I'm going to go back to my book, and I'm going to say, on this day, you told me that such and such in the mayor's office, this person, this person, this person, we're all having a conversation about you on. So we're going to talk about it all, because everybody was running around like yesterday when I posted my post. You know, I'm doing a new podcast, even though Beulah said I shouldn't be doing a new podcast. She says she outside. She ain't got time to be listening. What I decided, Ruthie, was people take advantage of socially awkward situations. I talk to you about this all the time. And because we try to be respectable, or there are certain rules to the game that we try to honor, then we put ourselves in a jam at a disadvantage of which people are willing to take advantage of, right? So you're going to take advantage of the fact that you have relationships with all these other people. Dang, I just lost my point. So let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We're going to come back. But here's the deal. Like, people take advantage of socially awkward situations. And I've just kind of decided that in my case, I'm not gonna let you do it, right? Like, I'm gonna call it out. My strength has always been to tell the truth, right? It's not been to cower and be like, oh my God, I gotta apologize, I feel bad, because no, I'm gonna tell you why you bogus or why I said what I said. And so I think over this summer, I'm going to take all of the information that I've gathered specifically, and then we're going to kind of put it in context to all of the letters, the people that wrote the letters, the people that were involved in the letter writing campaign. Then we'll talk about the internal and the external. I'm going to break all of it down, and we'll start. Yeah, we're going to put it together, and then we're going to show you the anatomy of infiltration. The anatomy of infiltration of the black community, and why we need to really start to think about who, like, I guess you got to think about like what these people are talking about when you're not there, that purport to be your friends. And if they would do it to me, what you think they're going to do to you when you ain't their friend? It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
WIIFTBP, media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP, media's just for you and me.
broken screen, crashed system? Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized South Shore areas, and let RPC be your one-stop shop where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a UPS access point where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
If I gave you my love, I tell you what I do. I'd expect a whole lot of love out of you. You got to treat me good, and I'll be good to you. There's a whole lot of things you and I could do, baby. Beautiful. When you get right down to it, yeah. You're beautiful. I wouldn't change one thing about you, yeah. Oh, 'cause you're beautiful. I don't mind telling the world about you, yeah. You're beautiful. And what about the way you love me? And the way you squeeze me. Simply beautiful. Yeah. You're beautiful. When you needed me, yeah, I was right there by your side. Simply beautiful. Yeah. You're beautiful. I wouldn't change nothing about you. Yeah. 'Cause you're beautiful. Yeah. When you get right down to it. When you get right down to it. Yeah. When you get right down to it. You're beautiful. I don't mind the world knowing about you. You're beautiful, and I don't care what the magazine.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Ty, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppressed to solve them.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler in the building, and I got my girl, Ruthie Mo, in the building. And y'all don't forget at 8:30, 40, something like that, I'm going to be talking about my new podcast. We are going to, it's going to be called The Least Offensive, but it'll be the most dangerous political podcast in Illinois. The least, did I say the least offensive? Mm-hmm. The least offensive, the most dangerously, maybe I should be the most dangerous, politically incorrect podcast.
Ooh, that's good.
In Illinois. Well, we're going to tell it like it T.I. is. We're going to define enemies and allies by not what they say, but what they've done. I got a whole list, right? We're going to go through the list. You know, we're going to take the letter writers. We're going to break them down. We're going to talk about the origins. We're going to talk about what white folks say about black folks when they don't think we can see. And then we're going to start to make some decisions about really what is a friend and what is an ally and what is an enemy. You know, I've had people. That's all right. We're going to talk about it. So save it till 8:30, 8:45. Riis, you want to be the producer? I'm going to tell you, man, you might want to produce this one. We're going to win us an Emmy off this. For those of y'all that don't know, I'm bringing back the charts. Right now I got a little technical stuff. So y'all remember when I used to have the board? Mm-hmm. Remember when I had the board and I cut out all of the people and I took their pictures and I used to move them around so you could see who was actually allied with who and the interconnections. And so we would be feeling like, dang, they crisscrossed us. You're going to see how there is an underground web of white liberal political operatives that mean us no good. Black, white. Well, really, there's not a lot of black people in the group. You ever notice that it's funny because I was looking at this group, right? My man was telling me about it. And it's like they practice wokeism with no black people. Right? Like, so it's like they can be woke, present woke, but be disrespectful to black people later. Like in their own, like, you know how I talk about everything on the page up in public? They don't. They have a front-facing opinion of black people, and then they have what they say when they get in their own space. That's why you always got to remember, Ruthie. I know this is, you got to, in the 48 laws of power, they tell you be careful who you offend, right? Be careful who you offend. Like, because, I never forget, right? And so if you were an ally and then made yourself an enemy,
it's duly noted.
Every guard dropped moment becomes an opportunity. And then it'll be I'm bogus. Right? I'll be bogus but what would be crazy is if your friends knew what you were saying about them to us. Right? Like anyway, stay tuned because this podcast is going to be off the chain and I'm telling you, we going to make some money because it's going to be a paid podcast. And all of the white folks that been get the what they say, the chicken ain't free no more. If you want to hear your name and where you fit in the puzzle, you're going to have to pay me for it. Okay? There it is. So just know, I always keep a file. I wrote down everything you said, kept it, preserved it, and we're going to turn it into, what do you call that? What do you call that? Content? Content. That's what it is, content. Never forget. It's the Mace Jackson Show. All right. Did I tell y'all about Tony Preckwinkle pushing a $300 million loan fund to help municipalities who are going to be negatively impacted because they're not going to get the funds because their property taxes are coming in late?
Oh, yes.
So she's launching 2 days after a week or two after the election, she launches a $300 million. So right now, what she's basically saying is, Fritz Kagi has made a $300 million mistake that we as Cook County residents are going to pay for as she killed Black future for white past.
Because if that program were launched before, then it can be like, why is this needed?
Why are we paying
something is wrong?
Right.
Okay.
We have to pay 300. So wait, you got to come up with over a $250 million to cover up the mistake that was made. But because but it's okay. Because I'm going to show you 3 more headlines that came out in the next day. So when we talk about white bias in media, I'm going to just start, right? We're going to start. I think that we as Black people have to come up with our own rating system of how we read media. Like we have to be able to say, this is a white bias 5. So when you read this article, if you read the Daily Herald, you know that it starts with a bias against Black people at 5. Right? If you open up Capital Facts, you know that there's an anti-Black bias of 10 to start. Right?
It's 1 to 10 is the rating?
Nah, man, we got to figure out what it is. No, but I'm saying,
rating them high.
No, because, I think like when you read an article, you have to read it and know that they already put their finger on the scale to soften it up, to make sure that the white guy wins. Right? So when you read it, because, Black people read a story and you see how I read the stories, I'd be like, this is what this means for us. We have to be able to say, okay, this news outlet is not for us. So what we have to decipher, just like when we're looking at this Beverly story, they was chased out the bar, you said? Chased out, not walked out. They was trying to break up a fight. So who chased them and what happened to the chasers? Did the police respond? Or did they say, come pick up the trash? Because we got this. All right. Then the last thing I wanted to throw out there before I move on is did you see the article about Anna Valencia in the paper and her decisions and going forward? I was just thinking, like, should we be talking about the concept of a Black city clerk nominee? Like, I guess my thing is, if we know that the city is going to be broken up racially,
you know what? You might be on.
Should we be thinking about having I mean, if you look at the breakdown of how the races broke down, it was black, white, and the Latinos sided with the black people. I mean, with the white people. So if you think that if there was a black candidate and they could get all the black vote, the Latina takes the Latino vote, and then there's a white candidate, black people stick together, you could take that spot. I guess my question is, should we just be talking about it? Should there be somebody? Is there somebody that I feel like we should have a candidate in every race? Not every race, but we should have candidates in spots. Like, we should not let opportunities go. We should not sit by and idly watch. Do you think that, where do you think, because let me ask you a question. Where do you think Anna Valencia goes now? Does she go to be in alignment with Chewy? And what is the counterbalance to Chewy?
I think she definitely aligns herself with Chewy as well as J.B. Pritzker. And I think she parlays this city spot into a state and then national.
I think that she just tried that. And she got
I thought it was a very well written article. And I think she details the missteps that she feel like were made. She was honest about it. I felt like she was semi-quasi accountable. She put it out there because it was already out there. So I thought it was a nice, transparent, for what it was worth, analysis.
I thought it was a lot of truth to the article. Like, I do. I feel like it was a lot.
And they let her talk in it. You know, sometimes they'll just write about you and not let you say nothing.
That's only a few black. Stop. Let's stop. And then they don't say, like, and then they'll attach what the white liberal media wants to add to it.
I feel like she got to tell her own story in a sense.
I agree with that. But that's, again, kind of white privilege. Like, I fundamentally feel like, so it goes to my next question, which is, and Riis, you got it? Come on, look at Riis ready today. Almost.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Who has more political clout? Chewy Garcia or Tony Preckwinkle? Open up the phone lines. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. I guess my thing is, after this past election, and we look at the outcomes, if you're doing political calculus, do you align yourself with Tony Preckwinkle or do you align yourself with Chewy Garcia? And this is the social media question of the day. Who has more political clout? Like, Ruthie, if a black person was to run for office, let's just say for tickles and giggles, a black person decided to run for Cook County Clerk. I mean, Cook County Clerk, Chicago City Clerk. And let's just say, for tickles and giggles, Anna Valencia did not run. Should the black candidate seek the endorsement of Chewy Garcia, or should the black candidate seek the endorsement of Tony Preckwinkle? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. If the objective is to win, who has the most political clout in Chicago? More political clout, Chewy Garcia or Tony Preckwinkle? Now, Chewy Garcia, congressman, I gotta say, he really has assumed leadership of the progressive wing of the party, of which Tony Preckwinkle, in my estimation, is now just a pawn in the game, right? She is a subject to him. Because if you look at her wins for black people compared to his wins for anybody he endorsed, it seems as though Chewy Garcia has more power, perceived political power, than Tony Preckwinkle, who happens to be the chairman of the Democratic Party. Now, the reason I ask you that is because then I have to figure out, as we move forward, who do we find ourselves politically aligned with? Because they're going to look for somebody, and it ain't probably going to be black people first. And if you think about young black politicians that are getting in the game, they're not bound by the old stuff that I think of. I was talking about yesterday. They not from old Chicago. They from, hey man, Chewy winning. 3 black people won from the Cook County Democratic Party. And so my question is, as a black person, do you seek the endorsement of the black chairman of the Cook County Democratic Party, or do you seek the endorsement of Chewy Garcia? Who has more clout? Who has the better ability to get you to win? And I know we got the black-brown issue, but when you're running, you don't really care. You just want to win. Jonathan Jackson benefited from a relationship with Chewy Garcia. Pat Dow was hurt by a relationship with Tony Preckwinkle. David Moore was hurt by having a relationship with Tony Preckwinkle. Dominic Ross was hurt by having a relationship with Tony Preckwinkle. Howard Brookins was hurt by having a relationship with Tony Preckwinkle. If those people had joined the Chewy bandwagon, would they have been more successful? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Who has more political clout in Cook County right now? I gotta say, I know this is gonna hurt me to say it, but if you're trying to win and you black, Tony can't get you no black people, and she certainly can't get you no white people. Talk to me. Give me, Ruthie, what's my cat got you telling?
I mean, I think you pose a very interesting point.
Where does the black person go for political support?
So you use the word political clout. Mm-hmm. And I know you're basing that off of the past election results and probably some more analysis that you got in your mind. Tony Preckwinkle has the jobs at the county.
But she ain't giving, I got you. And she's distributed them to white and progressive people. She has, if you ask a black person who won, who's doing well at the county, mm-hmm. Tell me. Besides her like inner circle and her chief of staff, I mean her staff. Remember, I just played the video of your man being like, it's all people. So I guess my question is, she got the jobs, but how is that benefiting the black community?
Because it's people that's eating.
Ruthie.
It's people that's eating enough to not let everybody else eat.
So if you are now running for office, do you say the first person support I want is Tony Preckwinkle because you ain't getting no jobs? Or do you go to Chewy Garcia, who seems to keep piling up wins for whoever's with him? I don't know. We keep talking about it. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Who has more political clout, Tony Preckwinkle or Chewy Garcia? Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. What you got for me?
Good morning. What's up, Maze? What's up, Ruthie? What's up, Riis?
What's up, Devin?
Chilling. I'm gonna say Chewy. I'm gonna keep it real. Chewy has activated and executed. Chewy has executed his strategy by vertically aligning people through multiple levels of government. He has brought home wins. When you showed the graphic the other day, he was up 15-3. So it's Chewy by a long shot. And, I mean, that's just it, and that's kind of where we are. This is what they say, proper preparation prevents poor performance. So he was patient. He laid down in the cut. He did his homework. He saw his man and he got his man. So I ain't mad at him. You gotta study your opponent. And we have to start grooming our bench and building and and building and cultivating our infrastructure. So, I mean, it is what it is. This one ain't even really difficult to debate. I would love to have a debate about it, but the numbers are so wide that, I mean, it ain't really nothing that Tony can say. Like, she's getting smoked every day. Her people are getting slaughtered, and it is what it is. Yeah. What else can she say, bro? Like, what is the... I would love to hear somebody call in and say what I said ain't the truth, but I can count and I can read. So maybe we should reframe the question on something, but it's a smoke fest on this one, player. I'm out.
That's my man, Devo Gordine. Hey, y'all, check it out. Remember how, see, this goes back to old Chicago. I was talking about yesterday. Remember, there used to be somebody that you could go to, right? If you was black, maybe there was somebody that you could go to that could get you on the right path. I don't know that exists. I think that, and I think about the concept of a political godfather, but like, I think when you go to Chewy and he goes and he kind of blesses you in, and then he gives you the double Chewy Garcia / such and such sign, he picks his winners and then says, I'm going to pick the winner, and no ideological. Let me pick the winner, and then let me put them under the thing and let me grab my name and let me associate with them. Latinos know if they want to win right now, that's where they go. Yes? Fair? Can we now say Chewy is the political godfather? At one point, it might have been Juan Rangel, right? Maybe at one point it was Victor Reyes, right? And that cycle, maybe at one point it was Louis Gutierrez. But right now, the king of the Latinos and the progressives is Chewy Garcia. I would also argue by default, because he is now stacked up his list, that now, perception-wise, he is more powerful than the county board president. Perception-wise. Because the people that he selects, win. If you are a Latino, you know you can go there as a young Latino or Latina and be welcomed in. And he has fostered young people, and he's been the OG. But if you look at everybody he's put on underneath him, he's raised up young people. He's raised up a generation of warriors, and he did not kill them in the cradle, as Toni Preckwinkle has made it her business to do, killing black futures in the cradle. Can you imagine if instead of black folks being able to go to a person who is like, you get sent to the party to ask for their endorsement only so she can see in advance who she needs to kill for the progressives? So now you send your child and you say, hey, Madam President, Chairman of the Cook County Democrats, my child has prepared themselves and they are ready to assume they've done all the work, they've been involved in their community, and she looks at your black child and says, kill them in the cradle. The Latinos take their children to Chewy, and he says, let me figure out how I can help you. Now, if you look at the team underneath Chewy, it's all young people who will be there for generations. If you look at our team, they're steady killing the young people and opportunities that we have, so we don't have a bench. So now, as their people keep climbing up the ranks, we are trying to grow people from the dirt. Who do black people so would it, and most of our leaders have chosen, black leaders have chosen outside of us. if you look at the continuation of the legacies, right? Our team picked against us. He bet on Alexi. He bet with youth. We bet with, I need to protect me and mine. And so right now, what we have got to deal with is the fact that he's got a cadre of 20 and 30-year-olds that have now occupied all of these slots that you don't, man, Tolly, and the benefit of incumbency. And right now, let me ask you a question. If you go to the Cook County Democratic Party, besides the 2 black people, who's over there that's being developed? If you go to Robin Kelly and you go look at what's being done at the Democratic Party of Illinois, ain't nobody bringing our kids up. Go look at the lists. And so, again, our fate is in the hands of somebody that is not with us. Who black has come up in the, Ruthie, I posted on my Facebook page one response. What has been the most significant? What would you say Toni Preckwinkle says is her most significant accomplishment being elected? Kim Foxx? For black electeds. Kim Foxx. And killed every other opportunity besides that. Tell me, point to me someone to me, if I'm advising a young black person at this point that wants to get in politics, I'm not saying go to the party. I'm going to say go talk to Chewy. Real talk. Especially if you're young. Because if you're young and you go and you talk to them, they're going to kill you. I don't want this who does this black girl think she is? We kill our youth. Everybody else brings their youth up. Because we wait till we 60 to get the slot. So now you trying to live your best life in the spot on the way out dying, playing backwards instead of forwards. Some days, y'all, it's like I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go on a tangent. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. I apologize. I'm sorry.
Yep. Good morning, Maze.
Good morning.
I'm Jonathan Jackson. I'm a freshman congressman, Jonathan Jackson. I'm a neophyte, non-politician, new on Capitol Hill. Who do I go to for advice? Do I trust Dick Durbin, who supposedly heads the Illinois congressional delegation, or do I go to Robin Kelly, who heads the Illinois Democratic Party? Well, the fact of the matter is, I trust Chuy Garcia. He was there for me. He backed me. I won, and I can trust him. I can trust him because I know he has tentacles that goes back to Harold Washington. More importantly, I know that he would push forth the economic agenda that I have so often talked about on the South Side that may extend to that airport Piatone. Let's not forget, it is not a lost cause. It makes sense. It can happen. Those are my comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Hope. I appreciate you calling in, man. See, I don't think that Chewy got Jonathan elected, but I do think that the association was a positive association for him in other places. And it gives him a leg up in Congress. And it means that he don't have to be subservient to old Chicago. Right? Now I'm sure he'll be responsive to Toni Preckwinkle, but I'm sure he ain't got to bow down.
He don't got to sign no loyalty.
No, he ain't got to sign no loyalty oath. I guess my question is, who do black people have? You can't go to Jesse White anymore. Who is the black political? Who can help you if you're black and you're political? You got to go to white people. And the problem with going to white people is if you can read or count, they're going to get upset. They're going to get upset because I was told by a white political operative, they look at black candidates as their employees. They don't listen to them. They just do what we tell them to do. And because they don't have any money, capital, or resources, and they are controlled by the money, capital, and resources that are funded by white folks, we find ourselves in this conundrum. Who are the black? See, the purpose of the party, in my estimation, is when it's time to look for a campaign manager, don't you think the party should have a stack of them lined up? Because they should have had people. If I'm the chairman of the party, I am forcing members of my staff to work on all of the races that I have endorsed so that I can have a cadre of campaign managers and and a cadre of fundraisers and an infrastructure that we have not seen built by the party. The party has now gotten to a point where they are pimping candidates as the fundraisers. That's why all y'all got to pay $50,000. So can you imagine you pay $50,000 and lost?
No.
Can you imagine they made you sign a loyalty oath that tells you you can't talk to no other black people and you paid $50,000 and you lost? You paid $50,000 to be told you could not talk to other black people and you lost. Meanwhile, all the white folks are teaming up with Chewy. They doing whatever they need to do and they win. And the black losses, all the people that had the black losses, their opponents were with Chewy.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Who do black people go to now? Politically. You know how they said Barack had Emo Jones as the political godfather? Who black can tell you yes, not no? And do it. Who do we have black that can tell you yes, not no? Anybody? Who is the black political arm? When you say, I want to run for office. When you're a member of the party and you say, I am running for re-election, what resources do they have for you in the black community? Hey, Ruthie. I was thinking about, during the campaign, there were black people who said a lot of things like, well, how come it ain't no black this and ain't no... Do you know how many opportunities we tried to provide for black people to take advantage of? Every single day. Every single day. And what we found was, and I would tell you that if you talk to any candidate on the campaign trail, black, they would tell you that they couldn't find a campaign manager. They couldn't find someone that actually could do the job, that was willing to work and understood that a campaign is 50, 60, 70 hours a week. Right? So now the cupboard is bare. Meanwhile, what Chewy been using to win? The team that they've been building. They got a pattern now. They got a blueprint. They got an infrastructure that says, these are the things that we're going to do. Now, it doesn't mean that they put you over the top, but they have the perception. Right? So you look out and you say, who do I think is going to win? We say, who do I like? You know how the rule they used to say, don't never bag no losers? We start backing losers. And so now here we sit. Remember, I sat right here on this show and told y'all they are planning, they're doing census planning. Chewy is leading the census planning at the Chicago Urban League. I told y'all about that. Mm-hmm. Right here. If you want to win now, do you go to Chewy or do you go to Tony Preckwinkle? I gotta say, man, I don't want to bow down, but it's like Chewy was smart enough to get all of the losses that they took in the remap back in the politics. So I don't get the lines. I'm not gonna draw the lines, but I'm gonna control the people inside the lines. So I still got you, and I'm gonna get it in 10 years and I'm gonna have all of the people in place to roll it when we do it in 10 years. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm going to take a quick break. Riis, I'm sorry, man. I've been blowing up all the breaks and all that good stuff. But I just want you to take a quick break. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emoji to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
Put your house on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a tan. I hope you find the right man who'll fix it for you. And are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Are you busy? And did you have to pay this fine that you've been dodging all the time? Are you still dizzy? Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Oh, stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over there? Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things, what you're doing. In my head I paint a picture. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over there? Why don't you come on over
I don't know what you did, but you did it right. Girl, you make it look so easy. Everywhere you go, heads turning left and right. Can't say you a dime, you're a 20 piece. Cause girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that grown on. Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that grown on. Why you gotta look so good? I can look and see you're not an average chick. You're shutting it down everywhere you go. Girl, I want you as bad as I want a check. Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me all that you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put your grown on. It's something about you when you put your grown on. When you're waking up straight out of bed, girl, why you gotta look so good? When you're at the job just taking a break, girl, why you gotta look so good? In the club turning up, why you gotta look so good? On the dance floor giving more. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Girl, you know you be killing them when you be getting your own woman on. Why you gotta look so good?
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show, and y'all, I cannot wait for you all to tune in. Don't forget, we got the least offensive podcast that is coming, where I am going to break down. I'm gonna show y'all Slack. What happens when white folks talk about you when they don't think you know? Ruthie, you know I told you, man. White people tend to have to make a choice, right? No matter how down they are, no matter how cool you are, usually they find themselves in a space where they have to choose black or white. And not usually, 100 times out of 100 times they choose white, especially if you are a reading and counting Negro. And what they really count on is that you'll never be able to trace them. You'll never be able, but when you are a snake, I'm going to cut the grass. I'm going to cut the grass. And we're going to make sure that every name, every person that was on the Slack, everybody that was sharing, I don't care if you was in the mayor's office. That's a shame that you would be using your government phone for for political stuff. But, oh no, we're going to name all the names. I'm going to tell you about the podcast at 8:30, so make sure you tune in. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I want to go to. Did we have any other calls? Did we wrap that up? So did we decide? Is it Chewy or is it Tony Preckwinkle? Riis, if you got to pick, you running for office. I know, man. I know. I know you want Richard Irvin. I know you want Ken Griffin. I take Ken Griffin's endorsement because I'm putting 20 away. I'm putting 20 away. Riis, if you're a black elected official and you're trying to run for office, do you ask for Tony Preckwinkle's support or do you ask for Chewy Garcia's support? What you doing, dog?
Gotta go with Garcia, Chewy Garcia.
De Juan.
I gotta go with my people. I'm gonna slide right on in there. My name gonna blend right on in. Just see my last name, just see it.
De Juan.
Yeah, but
De Juan says he's going to Chewy Garcia. Ruthie Mo, Black Girl Magic. What should we call him? Anyway. Ruthie Mo, you getting ready, B. You running for Cook County dog catcher. You just came back from the vet. Mm-hmm. Dogs all good, but you have decided that you are changing your life, and you are going to be the most. You want to be the top dog catcher in Cook County, and you say, "I need an endorsement." Now you want to win. Mm-hmm. Do you go to Tony Preckwinkle or do you go to Chewy Garcia?
Based off the position I was trying to get, I'll go with Tony Preckwinkle.
I don't. Okay.
If I'm trying to go national, state, I'm going with Chewy. But if I'm going county, I'm going with Tony Preckwinkle.
That's what happened to Dominique Ross and she lost. That's what happened to all them black judges and they lost too.
I think if you got big aspirations and you need big money, you go Chewy Garcia because he got JB Pritzker. And that's who got the money. If Chewy bless you, JB gonna bless you too. Because I think that's how that works.
That didn't work with Alexi. He remember
not that this was Mage. Everybody got to start somewhere.
Okay.
The missteps. She made the missteps. Wasn't nothing they could do. They did they part.
Ruthie do like Preckwinkle.
No, it's not. Listen, it's not. It's not that.
It's not personal.
No, it's not. It's not personal. I'm thinking about if I'm running for something in Cook County. I think Tony Preckwinkle is the queen maker in that one.
Okay.
State, national, I'm gonna have to go with Chewy Garcia.
I was just looking
Depends on your aspirations.
I was just looking at Chewy's win list. Ruthie, he won from sub-circuit all the way up to the top. Right? Like he won little races, medium races, and big races. She lost all the big ones. Okay, so Riis, give me a drum roll, man. So if I am Maze Jackson and I decide I want to run for Cook County Commissioner, if I want to run for state rep, do I ask for Chewy or Tony? Riis? I'm going with Chewy Garcia. If I want to win.
Did that?
Well, I don't know that Tony Preckwinkle really like black men. In general. No, I'm just saying, give me one. Give me one that's been successful.
She got her chief of staff dude.
No, he not the chief of staff.
What is he? What's his position?
He's the spokesman.
Okay. She like black men.
In politics?
He ain't political. Remember he said.
Right, that's my point. Yeah, but I'm going to win. Give me a black man win. Give me a black man in support. Shoot, give me a black woman in support. Oh, well, let me stop. Give me. Come on. Tried to kill Kwame when he was in the cradle. He had to go around. He had to go down State Center. Give me a black person she's fostered to help them get to where they are. Besides Kim Fox.
Bob can't use Kim Fox.
Okay. Use it. See how that works for you in this next cycle. What you got? And she didn't do Kim Fox. We did Kim Fox. And Laquan McDonald did Kim Fox. So let's be real about that. In the second go round, it was black folks stood up. It wasn't because she did it. Now, let me ask you a question. If you black, who is the Preckwinkle legacy? Like that she helped from the dirt.
I'm pretty sure some people. We just don't. What about Evans?
Evans who?
Marcus Evans.
Marcus Evans comes from the 8th Ward. Thank you. Next.
But ain't that still? But
no.
How you not gonna give her some credit?
She don't got nothing to do with Marcus Evans. Marcus Evans was appointed because Michelle Harris had him appointed, and then they kind of split up, and now Marcus does his own thing, and Michelle Harris does.
You don't think Michelle Harris got a connection to Tony Preckwinkle? That's all part of the same spider web. That's why I feel like it kind of counts.
I feel like Michelle Harris is an old Chicago Democrat. I think Michelle Harris, and she has the closest semblance to it of still the remaining pieces of old Chicago. It's broken down and it's not as much, but I don't think that the Tony Preckwinkle camp is definitely not the Michelle Harris camp in my estimation. Because remember, Michelle Harris was against the progressives for the chairman of the party. Tony Preckwinkle, give me a win. Give me something black that she's done. She tore down y'all hospitals. I know. I mean, give me who? Give me a black woman that she's been supportive of. Black. She got drivers. She got black security. You know, but that's how it always works. You know, you watch TV, the CEO be a white dude, the head driver be black. Go ahead, Google it.
I'm gonna look.
Keep on Googling.
I'll find some.
I bet you will. It's gonna be like, so I bet you. I would love to see all of the Shackman exempt positions that she has and what the appointments look like.
I looked at the salaries.
Check out what the human resources director is. That'll tell you. That'll tell you a lot. Is the human resources director black or Latino? Or progressive? Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. When we come back, I'm going to talk about the mayor and slavery and Brandon Johnson to take out a black man, though. She put Brandon Johnson in to take out Richard Boykin over the pop tax. Use a black man or destroy a black man, but that's okay. I got you.
See, everybody we pick, you gonna pick them apart.
Okay, Brandon Johnson and Kim Fox, I'm with you. Them go too. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take this to a quick break. And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about slavery and abortion and how Mayor Lightfoot tied them together. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIFTBPM.
Maze Jackson.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
I want to know, is there an offensive black people list? Who manages and do black people have to honor?
Maze. You're Uncle Tom. That's why you're an offensive. And the reason why you're Uncle Tom is the real story of Uncle Tom. How he worked for his freedom, and then the slave master reneged on him and wouldn't let him get his freedom. So you know what he did? He left. You're messing with the church's money. You were smart enough to work your way off, so you offended the white folks, and then you offended the black folks because your ass left, and because they wouldn't. And who manages the left is both black folks and white folks, because if you see in that situation, the black folks is just as bad as the white slave owners that Uncle Tom left.
What happens if you say that and someone gets offended?
You ran off the plantation, brother. That's why you're offensive. That's all I got, brother. Keep being offensive.
Thank you. Maze Jackson.
Today, the Biden administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breached security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater, but she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history, all because they didn't get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gonna tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed. To certain rights, we are not granted. The media's the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narratives. Terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID causing toe tags. You claim you so patriotic, but you ain't wearing no mask. You out here wilding with your MAGA flags and showing your ass. You wanna be part of some type of revolution so bad. Look, you talk revolution and constitutional rights, homie. I guess we forgot about back in the days when all of the business was whites only. Yeah. George Floyd got justice. Juneteenth got much respect. They made it a national holiday. Man, it's all good, but cut the check. They're giving out all of these vaccines, putting it in you like caffeine. Was it all in the part of the plan? I bet money like DraftKings. It's land of the free, home of the brave. 1776, we wasn't free till 1865, so we wasn't part of that shit. And that there's terrorism. 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 Terrorism.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots at that cover up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System the milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System the milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blotto. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Jackets out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws give it minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System the milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System the milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore, and my guy, DJ Riis, the ruler on the ones and twos. Okay. I don't know if y'all saw the headline yesterday. Chicago mayor, if red states prosecute out-of-state abortions, it's akin to fugitive slave laws. Oh, by the way, let me send a big shout-out to my cousin. Not that cousin, even though he might be in the cousin family. My cousin, who told me that Christian Mitchell, deputy governor, who was a former state representative, came from President Tony Preckwinkle. All right, so she got what? 2? Okay. You still looking? You still Googling?
I gave up.
What? Not on your girl? Your peep? That's your thought she was your people. I thought that was your... Thought you was a homie? Thought you was an ace? Now I want to slap the taste out your mouth.
What's that, Curtis Blow?
Oh, no, that's Cube, ain't it? That's NWA. Used to be my homie. Used to be my ace. Now I want to slap the taste out your mouth. You don't remember that when Cube left and Dre was talking smack? Then a month later he was like, Death Row. All right. So, Ruthie, I think you lost. I think as you keep scrolling, though, I bet you think you rethinking whether you need to call Chewy. You better call Chewy.
I told you what I'm calling Chewy for versus what I'm calling Tony for.
Okay.
If I'm trying to be the top,
Tony gonna be like, "Are you black?"
No, that ain't what she gonna.
She gonna be like, "Are you black?" Let me see your picture. Say, show, put on you. We're gonna schedule this as a Zoom. Let me see your color. Let me see you. What are you doing with those dreadlocks? I know we passed the Crown Act, but I mean, where do you come from? Are you from the North Side? Are you progressive? Do you hate black people? No? Sorry. Yo, it's the Mace Jackson Show. Yo, Mazo, what was the name on that rap and artist that was tight? I knew. Thanks, Dad. I know I'm the man. Used to be my homie. Used to be my
ace.
ace.
They was talking about Ness.
Oh, Dad, you bogus. That was Ness, man. That was Ness. 2 of them. Terrorism and then what's in it for the black people. All right, so I'm through. Ruthie, you just go. I don't know that Tony Preckwinkle believes in black girl magic.
Yes, she do. Cause she black.
How do you? Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna do that. So, Ruthie yesterday, Chicago. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just play it. How about this? Riis, switch me over. You got me switched. Bring me over to the thing, because this, our mayor loves to talk to everybody but Chicagoans. Although, can I tell you, I can understand why now. I think I kind of feel the mayor when I say I'm only gonna talk to the black people. So we don't got that many black people to talk to. But you because a little later on today, I'm gonna read you some headlines in the paper. All these headlines happened yesterday, and this part of the reason I'm not you might start hear me say fake news for real. Right? You might see me start calling fake news. But anyway, yesterday on CNN, while she was traveling, I think she did this interview from Paris. Oui, Paris! Here goes the Mayor Lori Lightfoot on. And I feel like I told y'all about this stuff happening. But this I feel like went just a little further than I was prepared. Riis, you ready? All right, I'm about to flip it over. And this is Mayor Lori Lightfoot on CNN yesterday. Hold on. Riis, we got it? Or is it me? Because I got my volume up.
Make sure I ain't muted it. It's definitely up, though.
Huh. It sure worked yesterday.
See if it'll play without your sound.
Right, that's what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
Did I do something else? Okay.
Like we're back between guns and interstate gun trafficking and seeking to punish those.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's try again. All right, we ready? I think we got it. Now, what just happened?
What kind of legal actions are you talking about?
I wonder is my outlet gone?
It's definitely in there.
Of any legal actions other states, neighboring states, may take against you because of abortions.
Okay, I'm a change this. Hold on, let's go back. I'm gonna just put it.
I'm gonna switch it.
I'm gonna just put the mic there.
What kind of legal thinking?
Okay, I'm just put the mic there. Cause let's go. Ready? Here we go.
To punish those who travel to Illinois for an abortion. What kind of legal actions are you talking about? And I'm hoping that you can, because I've read that you've made a connection between guns and interstate gun trafficking and saying be careful what you wish for in terms of any legal actions other states, neighboring states, may take against you because of abortions.
Well, there's been some notion out there in other state legislatures that they are going to bring legal action against healthcare providers and against women themselves if they travel outside of states where abortion is banned to a city like Chicago or a state like Illinois. I mean, I have to tell you, as an African American, what I hear when I hear that is fugitive slave laws, like were back in the day where they're chasing people who are seeking freedom. It's the same kind of dynamic here. I don't believe that those laws would ever pass constitutional muster, even with a court environment like we have in the United States right now. And I am absolutely prepared to stand up and defend our reproductive rights, healthcare providers, and the women who are seeking care, because Chicago remains a beacon of justice for all. We are going to make sure that no matter what happens in other parts of the country, that Chicago remains open for women to be able to control their own destiny, to have bodily autonomy, and have access to reproductive care, both before, during, and after any kind of treatment. And we're frankly not going to tolerate other states trying to dictate to us, where we choose to respect women and their rights, to try to deny them access to care in a city like Chicago. So I'm ready and willing and able to defend our role as a city where no matter who you are, no matter who you love, no matter who you worship, no matter what country of origin you come from, that you're going to find a safe home in my city. We're unabashed about protecting people's rights.
You're there in London, in Europe, on tour there, meeting for FinTech Week with the mayor of Paris and the mayor of London as well. What are you hearing in terms of not only how the international world sees Chicago, both economically and politically, but also the United States itself? We have the January 6th hearings continuing here. I'm just curious, what is your perception as to how our closest allies view the state of our democracy and view the city of Chicago today?
Well, it's an interesting question to ask as we're here in London, and obviously you're aware of the changes at the federal government level. But look, when we come to countries or we come to other cities in the United States, we really have a twofold purpose. One is to educate and advocate for the city of Chicago and let people know what the real story is about our incredible city, the strengths of our economy, the opportunities that exist. When we have these conversations, as we've been having throughout yesterday and today in London, the light bulb goes off, because you don't hear that about about Chicago. And frankly, you don't hear enough about Chicago in international markets. So it's an opportunity to educate people. But we also take the opportunity to be educated ourselves. We believe that a city like London, which is obviously one of the iconic and great global cities in the world that has a lot of similarities to Chicago, there's an opportunity for us to learn as well. And when you think about the void that Brexit, I think, created, when you think about trade between the United States and the UK, there's a tremendous opportunity for us to forge even deeper relationships. The UK is the number one source of foreign investment in Chicago. So it makes sense for us to be nurturing those relationships as we're doing here. And look, I think the overall big picture response to your question is the world is still in a state of flux. All of us our ways of life have been upended because of the COVID-19 virus and our different responses to that. People's certainty about their day-to-day was taken away from them. And so I think the challenge, but also the opportunity for government leaders is to inspire hope, of course, but to take concrete, tangible steps that respond to the needs of people in this moment. And London and Chicago have a lot to learn from each other, but also a lot of opportunity because we're going on the same journey, taking the same kind of steps. And I think there's tremendous opportunity for us to forge even greater relationships.
Let me finally ask you, what do you make of some of the infighting amongst Democrats now about whether President Biden is the right person to lead not only the party but the country?
We'll stop it there. Fugitive slave laws. The mayor was on CNN yesterday discussing not just fugitive slave laws in connection to abortion, but she was also talking about what is going on in Chicago. I did not, and it's interesting, I would go back and play the rest of this interview, but we don't have the time. They also talked about all of the companies leaving Chicago and the ones coming in. It was not as friendly for the mayor as I thought it has typically been. She's been there's been a national love affair. But I want to go back to this fugitive slave laws and abortion rights and the comparison. Let me open this conversation by saying that the debate over states' rights does, in my estimation, set up a scenario not necessarily for slavery, but for the return to Jim Crow. And to maybe bring back poll taxes and all these other things. And I do believe that this slippery slope of states' rights that we're going down can be a challenge. But yesterday I asked, where does abortion rank in black priorities? And while I think it ranks, I don't know that it's the top priority for black folks. But I think I fundamentally have a problem with the invocation of slavery in this conversation at this early point, and without the mayor, in my estimation, having a real, true black undergirding, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like black issues are of convenience for the mayor, and I feel like there are white women around here saying, like, you got to get the black people whipped up over this. And so here's something good for you to say. I don't know that I am ready just yet to proceed down this path of abortion being the precursor to slavery, the return to slavery. And I don't know that I like the invocation of those images. But I am a man, so maybe I just am missing it. Talk to me, Ruthie. What are your thoughts on the invocation of the Fugitive Slave Act in regards to this?
Good question. I remember when I was in college. I was taking a class, and the comparison between LGBTQ plus rights and the civil rights movement came up. And it was the first time I had heard people using the civil rights movement to make comparisons to today's LGBTQ plus rights movement. And I took issue with it because I said, well, hold on now. Civil rights, that was for black people. But then I remembered and I realized that civil rights has been evolving into people of color rights. And so to hear the mayor make the comparison between the fugitive slave law and what's going on with Roe versus Wade, I think it is indicative of the comparison that I just made earlier. That's where I'm at with it.
Black pain and suffering, whether past, present, future, has always, in my estimation, been a tool that is used and exercised against us.
Well, everybody used black pain to come up. I mean, that's the American way. Like, that's what happens. I think about the connection between the civil rights movement and Jewish people. Like, Jewish people were pretty instrumental in the civil rights movement. And so everybody used black pain for their own comeuppance.
Right. And so as I look at, but I think it's one thing when the white people do it. I think it's a little bit more insidious when the white people use the black people to do it for white benefit. This abortion conversation, and the comparison of it to slavery and Fugitive Slave Act laws, to me,
it's offensive to black people.
Is offensive. And I think the challenge becomes, again, as offensive as this argument is, if you say it out loud.
She a black woman, so she using her black womanness. It's an election coming up. What else does she got to hang her hat on except Chicago being the Midwest abortion capital, whatever? Like, she gonna run with that. JB running with that every single second I see that freaking damn Bally commercial. So if you trying to get elected, you can use this whole abortion thing to parlay your way right onto the national stage. So I ain't even mad at them. But if you notice, that's the route. Anna Valencia tried it. Like, that's about to be the new rhetoric. Illinois is the abortion safe haven. She acting like we Canada on the Underground Railroad, people trying to escape. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop playing. Like, it's offensive to black people and black history and descendants of slaves.
And so I guess my question is, have you seen that? Okay. I'm trying to find this commercial. JB Pritzker commercials. So I feel like we're being, hold on.
The day has come that we've always feared.
Okay, I'm gonna do this one. And then it's like when they say fugitive slave laws. Hold on, Riis, I'm gonna bring this back, but oh no, this ain't the one I'm looking for. I'm looking, because this ain't the one they playing on TV right now. Have you seen the TV commercial that they're playing right now for JB regarding the women's rights thing?
Who in it?
It was like all white women except for
No, I haven't seen that one.
Juliana Stratton. Hold on. And I really want to show it to you. What's the matter? That I'm trying to find this ad?
I just thought of a sick joke. Lori Lightfoot thinks she Harriet Tubman.
Oh my God. They should. Man, Joe. Man. Is she the new Harriet Tubman?
They just hijacking the whole shebang.
I gotta find this commercial because I guess my thing with the mayor saying that we are currently like these, I just feel like that's an offensive approach to take, and I don't know if I'm wrong for that.
It's offensive if you it depends on your perspective of Black history and Black pain and Black suffering. That's really what is contingent upon. Like, how do you view yourself in the context of Black history? And so for a Black woman to say that, you can see how she views herself in the context of Black history. She thinks that this issue is just as severe or just as pressing as the fugitive slave law.
Is it? So I guess my question. So is it?
Maze, it's the same as Obama singing "Amazing Grace." Either you felt it or you was disgusted by it. Depends on your level of quote unquote wokeness or unwokeness. So how did Lori Lightfoot saying that hit your ears? And I can tell you your heart.
Ooh, dang. So does the mayor have the license? Does the mayor have the license to invoke slavery? This is the same person that fought us getting cannabis licenses. This is the same person that we ain't got no gambling and didn't want us to, was willing to pay $80 million not to rename DuSable. Now we Harriet Tubman, but it's okay. I'm not going to even talk about Anjanette at all.
It's because she Black.
Guys,
I'm saying like she's using the benefit of being a Black woman. I'm telling you, like, they about to parlay. I mean, if I was an elected official trying to get elected, I'd parlay this too. Straight to the bank. Straight to the polls. What else? What else she got? Violence is out of control. Economically, we down bad. So, of course, you got to go with what is the national issue. Between her and J.B. Pritzker, like, this is about the whole plan to make Illinois the Democratic, like, template for the nation. Like, they about to prop Illinois up as we the safe haven. In the sea of red, come on and be blue. And they propping it up. And so they got to take this issue all the way to, like, it's a national issue. Actually, it's going to become a global issue. And who else has suffered greatly at the hands of American policies? Literally, at the Constitutional Convention, they, created fugitive slave acts and laws. Like, this stuff is embedded within our national documents. And so when you look at how the abortion up at the Supreme Court level is being impacted, I can understand the spider web that the mayor was trying to make with the connection. It's still offensive, but I get it from a litigious standpoint. But don't be trying to mix all in the culture, the politics. It don't all mix together, and they like to mix it together when it's convenient. Like old boy said, this isn't political, but all of this is political. All of it's political. And the sooner we just get real about that, the sooner we'll be either disgusted by listening to Mayor Lightfoot make the connection between Roe versus Wade and the Fugitive Slave Act, or you're going to be like, yeah. So just depending on how it hit your ears.
How did it hit your ears?
Yeah. I thought it made me think back to me sitting in that college class and first hearing the connection between the LGBTQ rights movement and the civil rights movement.
Remember when I showed you that cartoon of that right there, and they changed it to the rainbow? Remember that? It was the Tommy, the fist. Oh. And remember they changed it to the guy wearing the rainbow scarf standing up, and it was just like, remember when equality used to mean we were fighting for equality?
I remember when civil rights was black. Right. Affirmative action was black.
And it is now the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break. But I was just curious, should we be offended? I'm going to go. So I got a couple things. I want to definitely talk about the podcast. We're going to be exposing the lies, the double agents, the people who say they with you but really opposition. We're going to reconnect the dots of the white liberals so you can see what they say when you're not looking. But I'm not going to give it to you all live. You're going to have to pay to see it. But when you pay to see it, remember, I'm going to do pictures so you'll be able to see the people who actually match up with the text messages. Y'all, we got to get us a Slack account. Ruthie, we got to get us a Slack account. Because then we could have black conversations without people being able to write letters. Wouldn't it be crazy to find out that the people that you knew was part of the letter writing campaign? Like that people that sat right next to you? Like people that was that came to your crib? I told you, white people don't like reading and writing. Reading, writing, arithmetic, Negroes are a problem. And God help you if you have a desire for accountability. But then it seemed all good. It seemed what they say, it's all fun till the rabbit got the gun. Mm-hmm. So you got to hold me hostage. And I ain't get to say nothing. So, but now I be talking again. Right? Oh, you want to send me a text? You want to find out how it's going? That's not what you said yesterday. I be laughing like when you compare the text of what people send you and what they saying on the other side.
You ain't supposed to know that.
I'm gonna rope them all in. We going all the way back to the handsome. We can bring it all together. I'm bringing it all together. And you know what? We just gonna have us a big old, since we decided we was gonna have a bonfire, we gonna have a bonfire. We gonna have a bonfire, and it's gonna be a lot of mad white people who is going to be looking at mad white people saying, you broke the code. You shared the information. You told them. And while you looking, and they're going to be trying to find somebody to blame, you got to blame yourself, cuz. Never tell me where to go look. Because I'm going to look. But it's okay. Y'all stay tuned, because the least offensive podcast, the most dangerous podcast, we gonna bust up some of this liberal stuff. We gonna show the white folks that white folks will do you in too. Your own people. It be Riis, how you say it be your own people? Well, guess what? Finally, we got a time when it ain't the black people's own people. All right, y'all. Y'all want me to who name y'all want me to tell y'all first? Should I reveal a mastermind name before the close of the show? Let's think of Ruthie. I think I want to say it. You know how they be like, name the names? Mm-hmm. I'm going to name the names, the organizations, the people who they connected to, where they come from. I think the way I might do this one is I might do like a profile of an individual, like put their picture and then take their text messages and take their Slacks and take all of them and say, this person, while sitting here, was doing this. This person, while he was on my team, was really not on my team. Because I told you, when they call you brother, but they really trying to stick you, I told you. So, yeah, y'all, we gonna... Y'all want some names? We gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it after we take this break. We keep everybody in a state of suspense. You know how they do the cliffhangers? Riis, you gotta get a dun-dun-dun, right? So we can be like, dun-dun-dun, right? And so stay tuned. Y'all want some names? No, I don't have do I need to get a fan base account? I was just going to do it subscribing on YouTube. But maybe we take it to Patreon. Or we take it somewhere else so they really got to pay to hear their name. Oh, because I'm telling them that. And I got pictures.
Oh,
Ruthie, remember, you thought the diagram I did before was crazy?
Then I mess around and got you Adobe.
Ruthie, they gave me Adobe and Photoshop. Hey, Ruthie, did you know that people was upset the day we were showing pictures of people? And they had a whole conversation about it. Like, who does this nigga think he is? They didn't say nigga, though, because, that would have been unwoke of them.
Of course.
And it was funny because they was like, I can't believe he did that. Oh, my God. And I was a victim. And you know what was so crazy? Was, when you on the team and white women the tears of white women can get a brother lynched in 2.2 seconds. And it is always amazing to watch how quickly woke white people become regular white people when a black person is involved. And if that nigga can count, if that nigga can read, we got to hang that nigga. Because he'll be around here. And don't let the Negro have a platform where all your friends watching. Because that
part.
Right, all your friends. So they're going to be like, wait, you told him? How did they? And now they all looking around for somebody to blame. Blame yourself, homie. But we'll talk about that afterwards. Because I got a feeling we got some people watching today trying to figure out at what time we going to say their name. I feel like I should just make you pay to hear it. Yes. Should we make them pay to hear it? Let's talk about it a little bit later. Look, y'all, we got a couple more things I want to talk about. Plus, don't forget the Least Offensive podcast. It is coming. What do white people say when they think you can't see them? It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m., where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Maze said. We out of here. Peace.
Maze Jackson.
Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show? What's up?
Hi, this is Katie. How are you?
Hey! Okay, hold on. I'm going to make an official nomination right now that we make Katie the new president of the phone club. Riis, can I get a second from you, man?
I second it.
All right, it's been moved and properly seconded. Everybody tuned in on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. If you vote that Katie should be the new president of the phone club, please signify by saying aye. The ayes have it. Congratulations, you are now the new president of the phone club. Katie from Ashburn.
We did it. We did it. You're going to be the next president.
How you doing, boss lady?
Thank you. Fine. Thank you. I accept that nomination. Thank you.
All right. You got drafted.
Maze Jackson.
It's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Maze said. We out of here. Peace.
And now, traffic and weather.
Why money ain't free.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media Radio? The time is now 8:42 a.m. I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area traffic and weather report. Let's head over to the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop and back. It's 44 minutes. On the Eden Steerfield to the Exchange, 51 minutes, 57 minutes back. On the Eisenhower Thorndale to the Loop, 57 minutes, 49 minutes to Thorndale. The Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 1 hour. Outbound, 40 minutes. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 36 minutes, 27 minutes to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 19 minutes to the Loop, 13 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Drive South, 55th to Jackson is 15 minutes. Jackson to 55th is 7 and 9 minutes on the north side. Today's weather, it is currently 75 and mostly sunny. Today will be a high of 79 with a low of 66. Happy Wednesday. I'm Riis the Ruler. This is the Maze Jackson Show.
Your girl hella tired, why won't they let me be? Now I understand why my mama always used to ask, did I think money grew on trees? I got these bills after bills and they just keep coming. Working overtime, but my pockets ain't flooding and my funds low. A dog life is
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore, my man DJ Riis the Ruler. Y'all, I got a new podcast coming up. It's called The Least Offensive. It's the most dangerous, politically incorrect podcast. And Riis, Ruthie, you know, I learned a lot during this campaign. I had my white lessons reaffirmed. I did.
White people gone white?
I got comfortable thinking like that. Like I got Eminem comfortable. Like I started letting people come all around and be like I had built up a wall and didn't really let people penetrate it. And then remember I was letting people in. I was saying, remember when I introduced people to my audience and said, y'all come in, y'all treat these people like family when they come into black space, etc. I even stopped some white boys from getting their ass whooped when they played black people. When the streets came calling, I was like, man, stand down. Don't beat on the white boy. I got you. We'll get this worked out. And then you learn that they love you until you can read or count. So I have decided that instead of being, since people wanted to write letters, we're gonna, you know, I was thinking like, so Ruthie, I was looking at the list of people who wrote the letter, who signed the letters, and I was thinking like, hey ma'am, don't you be on the south side? But you from the North Shore? Why you be out south all the time? Now if I was to do that, who is that dude I seen you riding with? That don't look like, then I'd be bogus, right? But I'm just saying it, since we've decided, like, since the white folks decided that they wanted to play, we're gonna talk about, you know, how people tell you about who has open marriages in the liberal world. We're gonna talk about it all. Since we think we could do things in quiet, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take everything up out the shadows and I'm gonna put it all on the table. And then we're going to talk about it from that perspective, right? Because you don't show up at my joint and be smirky. Like if I notice that every time something bad happens, we get a contact from you, we get it, right? When we talked about who was the leak to Greg Hines, we knew who it was. We just didn't say it. Dummy, you put it in writing. You told us, right? So don't look around for anything that anybody else did. We just gonna focus on the things that you taught us and told us when you thought we couldn't read or count. But you remember, I wrote it all down. So you know me, I be like this, huh? I'm a dumbass Negro. You know you're the best. You're so smart. Let me write that down. Because you know what? What I have learned with white folks is you have to treat them like one day they're going to be your enemy. Right? Because one day they're going to have to make a choice. And oftentimes there's no consequence for the choice. Because guess what? They're used to dealing with Negroes who can't read or count. So you operate with a level of arrogance like I could never get caught. Like, what? Then you want to cry. You want to call, you want to try and find out where and who, and you want to blame. No, blame yourself. And understand. What's my favorite? What's that show, Martin? What's the old boy on Martin? He be in the house.
Jerome.
Oh, yes.
Jerome in the house.
In the house. Looking at all these counting and reading Negroes, been all up in my office, been all in my space. You know they be probably looking around like, this nigga got these black superheroes on the wall. This what's in it for the black people. But I'm going to tell you, there's a level of comfort that people get when they feel like they can come in your space without being checked. Right? Before somebody say, hold on, homie, pat him down. Right? I think that we get comfortable because we find us a black person and we make them our project. And now you want to call my clients? You want to go around me? You want to play games? Oh, no, cuz that ain't the way this work.
You ain't going?
Oh, no. You can't screw me and then try to act like you didn't screw me. Then be trying to, like I'm not going to do nothing. Like since everybody want to write letters. And they like to do it, well, you know, like I think people like to do things anonymously. They, from the Capital Facts world, they get to do things in the quiet and anonymous and think nobody will find out. So they get to say all type of stuff, right? You ain't know we knew your commenter name? Oh no, we're gonna burn your name. It's gonna get burnt. It should be clear to anybody black, that you are the ops. And that the moment that any Negro starts to read or count around you, you will revert to the safety of Karens. The same Karens that you were calling out prior to the fact that you realized that I knew how to read and count. Ruthie. This morning I was going to get up and I was going to do this show and I was going to do it for free. Right? I was just going to take the shotgun and be like, but I decided that what we're going to do is we're going to do a whole paid podcast series. Because what we found out was that we allowed them to, for free, take our content and then turn it against us. So I want you to pay for the content, and then I'm going to take it, and then I'm going to publish it, and then we're going to make sure that all your good friends get to see you on TV, get to see you on YouTube, get to see, you know. So the next time when you smirking, you know, cause you ever seen somebody come to see just to make sure you lost? Like somebody came to see your demise, not to see your victory, but they trying to play it off. We saw you, fam. It was so obvious to us. And I hope you're sitting there with a red face, because I am talking about you. And we're going to talk about all the white women you conspired with against the black woman. Right? Because I think the challenge for a lot of these people is, Ruthie, they be operating as enemies, but they get to walk in the room like we don't know. Because people rely on socially awkward situations. They rely on the fact that you won't say nothing. They rely on the fact that I didn't tell Big Swill. Right? They rely on the fact that they can walk around innocently without anybody recognizing that they was a saboteur. But when people realize that you was a saboteur, now you got to start walking around. You got to start watching your back. I'm a peace-loving brother who loves black people. But there are a lot of black people that would be offended to know that white liberals worked to hurt us from the inside. I think there are a lot of black people that saw you, that know you, that gave you a pass because we gave you a pass. I think people get to walk around comfortably because you think, and again, this is all, I'm talking about political debate. I'm not talking about nothing physical. Just talking about political debate. But when you show up in the room to come be the black savior, we ain't gonna forget that you was the black enemy of the state, that you stole part of our future. We know. So while you looking for somebody to blame, remember what you told me. Remember who you told me to foil. Don't look for nobody else. Look for yourself. Remember when you came to me and said, hey, could you please not talk about such and such? She's trying to get a new job, and you know she doesn't really want the fact that she attacked you to be a topic of conversation. I got you, fam. It's all good. Right? So whether you were the mayor's top advisor, whether you led the movement against black people, whether you were participatory in the letter writing campaign, like, you ever notice, like, the person who bring you the bad news to tell you what's coming up usually is the one who orchestrated it?
Oh,
right. Hey, in 2 weeks there's gonna be a bad letter that's gonna come out about you. Nigga, how you know? So who felt comfortable enough to share the plan with you? The motherfuckers you was conspiring with.
That's deep.
No, hey, oh my God, in 2 weeks there's gonna be a letter. But look, I'm telling you. But look, in 2 weeks, man, we got to come up with a plan because they're gonna talk about Mays being anti-Jewish. Remember when we talked about that though? Remember when we had the first conversation and we talked about that? Remember? And then it's like every time it was a letter to come, then we got a warning from a mug we ain't talked to. When we look and we realize all the people that sat down and said, I never got that message. Oh, he never reached out to me. Oh, I never talked to him. Oh, we can't do that. That nigga doing reading and counting in my building. I grew up with black people. I'm down. So that nigga can read and count. I'm gonna just tell y'all. This pie, like I'm telling you, I have had my fill of wokeness. I have had my fill of allowing white racists to flip racism against black people. Like, dog, I'm not going no more. I'm just telling you. Like, how dare, Ruthie, how dare an anti-Catholic bigot come to me? Anybody talking about the anti-Catholic bigotry? Anybody talking about the nooses? I just want to be clear. And then while we talking about Highland Park, while we at it, I got sent a series of videos and information from a lady from Highland Park, who has been documenting what has been going on. And she said that this mass shooting isn't a lone wolf. She said that this has been a building movement in Highland Park for a while. I'm going to read this post to you, and then I'm going to share the post on my Facebook page so you all can go back and look at the videos, etc. But they were talking about the homegrown radicalization in the North Shore, and that Cremo was not standalone. Can I read this post real quick? All right. Homegrown radicalization on the North Shore. NPR got it wrong. Bobby Cremo was not a lone wolf. Hold on. This is a roadmap that began with the local... Man, dog, you know I'm on the radio? Like, people be cracking me up. Like, y'all know I'm on the radio, Joe. This is a roadmap that began with a local far right wing militia that held events in our town and neighboring towns that Cremo was documented participating in for years. In the summer of 2020, I became the admin of a local anti-racist Facebook group. Shortly after, I was alerted to a group that had formed nearby called formerly the Lake Bluff Militia. I reached out to the group's leader after receiving multiple concerns about the group. The group's leader was a man named Robert Metz. Metz told my husband and I on a call that they were not extremists or racist, but rather started the page as a group of guys who wanted to hang out and drink beers and were frustrated about the lockdown and weren't going to that they weren't allowed to plan events. We're the guys pushing lawnmowers in the local 4th of July parade, he said. Just average Joes, apparently. A few weeks later, I was again alerted about the Lake Bluff Militia. This time, I was sent video and messages about the group who were at that moment in Lake Forest Market Square with bullhorns and flags harassing teenagers who were holding a silent Black Lives Matter vigil. Read silent. In the event's description, the coordinator asked people to hold signs and not speak. Videos show Metz using a bullhorn to scream at the teens. Some ran away crying. I got in my car as a mom first and as an activist second and drove to Market Square to try to reason out the situation. The first video was taken by me as I confronted Metz that day. Later, I would be described as unhinged. The Lakefront militia members described me as aggressive and violent. They accused me of screaming at Metz when I drove up. I documented the entire 10-minute conversation and never raised my voice. In the first video, Metz calls teenagers terrorists who will bring riots to Lake Forest. He said they came at him even though another witness video shows differently. He talks about all lives matter. His words are jumbled and I smelled alcohol on his breath. He leaves our conversation to try and get his group to tell me what happened. I decline to speak to them because they are getting loud with one woman calling me rude. I learned her name was Kristen Strom. The second video is between myself and a teenager who was part of Metz's group, where I tell him I will listen to him and he tells me he is going to get the minority because I will say she is whitewashed. This is the mentality of the group. They openly refer to one of their own as the minority, and it's all cool with everyone. The first photo shows individuals that attended the event. They included one of the leaders of the Lake County Republicans, a woman who works at Lake Forest High School in the front office, a man who ran for Lake Forest School Board and lost, and Metz. The woman in the front dressed in black is married to the tall white man in the middle and was the person that was referred to as the minority. In the third video, I catch Metz lying when he admits they heard about the event and came to make their feelings known. Read, middle-aged adults came to let teenagers know how they felt with bullhorns and flags. After I repeat, this group came to instigate. Metz walks away from me and I get in my car and go home. Getting heat. Metz changes the name of the group from LB Militia to LB Social Club. On another public page he owns, he begins posting guns and offering to rent rifles to people to defend themselves from protesters. The photos show his ownership of the group and posts he made. A few weeks later, Patrice McDermott, a Lake Forest High School employee mentioned above, organized a Trump rally in Highland Park, where I live. She and another militia member, Kristen Strom, also pictured in the video from the above event, used a dummy account under the name Karen White to organize the rally, which they admit to a reporter. Metz shares it as if it doesn't know it's people from his own group. An article in the patch breaks it down piece by piece. In the article, McDermott and Strom admit to organizing the event. This is after I communicated that I knew who they were in conversations and the dummy account of Karen White. Metz denies that the militia ever existed, but the journalist poses evidence that it did. You might wonder why I've shared all of this. Because in the header of the patch article is a photo of the Trump rally side, and standing in front of the Highland Park shooter, Bobby Cremo. He is circled in pink. Others have closer, clearer shots. I have video. The two videos show Cremo at the rally in his own hometown in September of 2020. This is one block from the rooftop where he was perched when he shot and killed 7 people and injured over 40 July 4th. This is also one block from where my little boy ran for our lives after hearing gunshots. What followed was a series of Trump trains, parades of cars covered in Trump flags that were led by Metz and McDermott, who were also still employed by Lake Forest High School community members, urging the district to fire her for her association with the militia that had been rebranded again as the Lake Bluff Ministry. See this? Dang, I'm still reading. Christian Strom changed her name to Pippi Adams on social media and used the moniker when speaking to the press. Below is a photo of her driving in one of the Mets rallies. The reality is, and I'm going to keep on going through this, and I'm going to share this post, but what you should do is go and look at this on my page. Ruthie, my question is, are we defending the perpetrators? Like, you know, I was thinking about Highland Park, and I think they got pictures. Like, when I was looking at this, they got pictures of the people from Highland Park in Lake Forest. Yesterday, we saw videos of people from Highland Park going to lobby Congress. On this video, it shows people from Highland Park being encouraged and kids being encouraged to storm the Capitol from Highland Park. How do we make the distinction? How do we know? And I guess my thing that we've got to start to talk about is, like, I feel like this is another example of them walking amongst us, right? We saw how we let white political operatives walk amongst us, and then they sabotage. We watch now as our governor, sight unseen, unquestioned, no history on Highland Park or the history or any of this. This is Kyle Rittenhouse again. And of all of the talks that we've talked about, I certainly haven't heard anybody call out racism or any of the things that would be attached to this. Meanwhile, our woke allies are busy writing letters about black people in the black community, talking about getting our fair share. So this is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to stay tuned. The least offensive podcast, the most dangerous, unpolitically correct podcast in Illinois is coming. But I've decided that I'm going to make it pay. Only because, Ruthie, we let the opposition get it for free last time, and they used it against us. So I'm going to let you're going to pay to get this one. But let me tell you, I'm doing the whole shebang. I'm doing videos. I'm doing pictures. I'm releasing text messages. I'm doing the whole thing. See, I always be laughing when people think it's no consequence. It's always consequences. Win, lose, or draw, you will know. And so all them white friends that you was comfortable, that you was kikiing with, they're going to be real mad at you when they realize that before you was kikiing, you was talking about them. And you told us where to go look, and you told us where to go find. Delete! Look, everybody deleting their apps. Too late. We get in the archives. Hey, y'all. And I sure hope y'all don't put you. I hope the lady from the mayor's office was smart enough to figure out a way to detach her name from the. Right? Because I hope you didn't do that on no city phone. You think there's? I told you one time I caught when Milan, when she was a kid, I came in and busted in like, give me your phone. And I don't know what she did. What's mine? Oh, I don't know what she did, Ruthie. But all I know is she said she did something before I could get it from her, and all I saw was everything closed. Like everybody that was on the app was like, go. Right now there is a mass deleting of Slack from the white liberal world. But it's too late.
Got the goods.
It's too late. We got you, dog. And all of y'all. So anyway, it is the Maze Jackson Show. I am your host, Maze Jackson, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? Look, so for Maze, Riis, and Ruthie, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, where we ask every day, who in the house? That's right. We ask every day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you really ain't gonna like the podcast. You can still tell them. Maze said we out of here.
Peace. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happening in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blotto. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this the way of life. We sing, dance, play